Okay, Katie, I gather you guys obviously have to deal with a lot of things when it comes to financial funding to get into aged care, residential care. But would you like to just talk to us a little bit about EPOAs, where that stands in part of the general plan that people need to think about?
Yeah, so one thing that people get confused about is they don't understand what an enduring power of attorney is. It's a document that gives you permission, I guess, to say act on somebody else's behalf. And it can be under different conditions, so it can be immediately, it can be on at a certain date, or if they lose capacity to make their own decisions. If you don't have a document like that in place, then you're going to have to go through the court system if somebody loses capacity. So it's very important to think about these things. So I've had one for the last sort of 10, 15 years, even though I know I'm not, fingers crossed, going to aged care for a long time. I just know that it's something that needs to be there in case I can't act for myself. The confusion that I find a lot of people have, and my parents had the same thing, was that they think when you make a will, you've got an executor, and it's the same thing, but it's not. It's a completely different area. So a will is when you've passed away, and the enduring power of attorney is when you're still alive. So,
right.
Yeah.
And so it's a very important part of preparing the finances for...
because just say, if Bruce had to go to care and I was his enduring power of attorney, or if I wasn't his enduring power of attorney, he needed to go to care and he'd lost capacity to make decisions, then, him or his family or I would have to go through the court system and sort of get approval by the courts to be able to then act on his behalf. Whereas if we've got an enduring power of attorney in place, we can actually act for him straight away and help.
And you can help guide people through that process, or do you use your professional team that you would then refer someone to?
Yeah, it is a solicitor,
that
that would do that. You can get the form off the website and get a JP to certify it as well. But it's not something we actually advise on. We just make sure people have that in place.
That's part of the plan.
And no matter how old or young they are, we still make sure everyone's got one.
Fantastic. Thank you.
That's okay.